Oh, Auntie is back.
And this is back. Well, so are you, Omar.
And with the auntie coming back, the sixth league is back too with another video for you. This time it's the semifinals we're preparing for of the Euros with our fantasy leagues. Some of us having a great week, looking at you, Murano national team. Some of us not having such a great week, looking at you, Abdurrahman. How was your week? Because mine was pretty bad. I
It
know
was
that.
it was okay. It was probably one of my better weeks. I actually had 55 points. Um, with
Hmm.
7 points off on the bench, which pain because I completely forgot that you gotta make that sub. But I would have had 6 more points. Like that's the maximum possibility. But not complaining. We live and learn.
How do you forget every week?
Hmm.
I just get busy, honestly. Like, and then boom, time's gone.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
You're
I
telling our
know.
viewers
Listen,
they
listen.
are
I,
not
I am,
as important.
I am as surprised as you are. Like, because it's like kind of like in the middle of the day for me. The first game, 7 o'clock. I'm still, wrapping up work and stuff. So I always miss that one. And the
Mm.
other one is just well, this one actually I was playing cricket, which is completely different. But there you go, if you wanted to know.
You, you you heard it here. He values cricket more than football.
Well, okay. No, yes, no, but like
Just
completely
you don't need
different
to
thing.
say no. We all know. We all know. It's yes.
Okay. It's like,
Should I show the league table?
yeah, sure.
Your
It's like going back to pick over your mom or dad again. It's like the same thing.
I wouldn't tell that to your parents. Okay.
Also, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to pick your mom 3 times before you pick your dad. So there's that.
Wow, straight from the sunnah right here on the Six Week podcast.
And
Well,
So
Starstruck is running away with
Starstruck
it
is
with three
running
points
away.
lead. Well, just not really running away with it. Um,
Adam Johnson's under 15s. That's a good name. Adam Johnson's under 15s are very close, only
I
three
feel
points
like
behind.
I feel like he should just win, or she should just win. Marcus Dwyer.
I think that name deserves at least 20 points by itself.
Oh, Mirano is fourth. Wow,
Murano,
70 points. Madness.
Murano.
289 points.
it's all thanks to that last minute Luke Shaw captaincy. I was just like, what's the worst that can happen?
Luke.
I'm already way too far down
Man,
there.
man, I wanted to captain Maguire, but then I don't know why I decided to change it to who did I change it to? One of the Denmark players. Maguire would have gotten me, 24 points with that captaincy, but ugh.
Yeah. Well, I captain Sterling, and I always wanted to captain Sterling. It's just I'm a boring person. What can you say?
I saw Sarstruck's team. He used his limitless and wildcard way early, like in the season,
Hmm.
and most of his players right now are all qualifying players, so he doesn't even need them. Like he's prepared. That guy is like prepared for what's happening.
Yeah. Omar,
Just
can we have a look at the bottom of the table? I just want to
Ricky.
see.
You probably do not want to see that.
I just want to see what.
Oh, Rohan with that 1 point.
Wow. No,
One whole
one point
point.
in the last game
I
week.
think there is one guy playing in his team. All of them were eliminated or something.
How come? There's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There is way.
Thibaut
Thibaut
Courtois.
Courtois, and he's not going to get any points next week either. So here
So
we are.
yeah, Rohan Khan. That's just
You went for a nice
sad.
sandwich in the Fantasy Premier League with your brother. But it's not happening here, mate. It's not happening here. GG. Thanks for the memories, but it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you in the Fantasy Premier League.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully.
He was pretty active
To
there.
be
I'm
honest,
pretty on time.
I think people just got really busy over the summers.
Yeah,
I think more people joined this league, but there were more active people in the last week.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Because this was like a new setup as well. Whereas the Premier League, same app, it's a running thing. People just log in and just continue from like the year before. But for this, it's like tournament. The structure's a little bit different. So I guess UEFA just need to put it out there more. It's not marketed that well as well. It doesn't have like like a social media influence either.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's why not a lot of people stay tuned with it.
Yeah, because no, not just that. I feel as if this just requires way more effort. This
Oh yeah,
requires a
it does.
lot more effort. It's short, but there's so many different things happening, different rules to the usual game, and there's so many, for example, eliminations and whatnot. You need to keep track with everything. We sat here, judging all the Euros teams, who's gonna win, who's not gonna win, and based on that, we made our teams. I mean, a lot of people just don't do that. In the Premier League, you have 20 teams who are gonna play 38 matches.
Yeah,
Every player is gonna play 38 matches, so you have that. But
and it's not like in the Premier League, it's not like one team's gonna get eliminated or something, right? Just
mm,
unlike here, and no auto subs on here either, where you
mm.
just get players sitting on the bench and they don't get subbed on if the other player's not used.
I think there is a auto sub if you don't do any manual subs.
Oh, there is actually auto subs on. I just saw it. I guess the
Okay.
0 points guy was just really bad.
Should we
Yep,
go
you
into our
conceded three
teams?
goals.
Should we go into our teams for next week?
Yeah, let's go. I guess we can just jump right into it because it is the semis, so not a lot of options.
4 teams.
I I've already done my team for the semis, and I
I
thought
see
I
you're
will
going
need
with
to.
Italy.
Yeah, I thought I would need my limitless, but apparently I didn't. I could get rid of all the eliminated players this week
Okay,
and have 15 players who are going to start the semifinals. So I'm
okay.
very happy about that. Obviously, each team is going to play one striker, right? And there's four teams, so you got to pick three. I went with the Immobile and Kane, my picks who were going to win their games, go get to the final, and then third choice, I already had Morata in my team, and I kept him in. I brought in Insigne this week. I brought in Sterling. Oh, or did I? I think I had Sterling last week as well. Never mind. Sorry. I brought in a lot of defenders. I brought in Emerson. I brought in Di Lorenzo. I brought in Azpilicueta. And final transfer for me was Jordan Pickford.
Okay.
England have kept a clean sheet in every game they've played, so it makes sense to have their keeper and defenders. However, I do think Denmark will give them a test, but I don't know. We'll see depending on how my Italian and Spanish players play because England play on the second day. So that's why I've kept all the English players and the Denmark players on the
On the
bench.
bench. Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Captain's choice. It was either Immobile or Insigne. It's got to be one of them. Insigne scored in the last game, so he's probably in better form. But law of averages, I expect Immobile to score now or at least get a contribution. So he did contribute to the Barella goal when he was play acting. Vermaelen got
Yeah.
distracted, and then Barella scored. So, but you don't get points for that, do you?
No, for sure. I think those two players, Insigne and Immobile, are like must-haves because just the way Italy have been playing and attacking, those two guys are always very fluent. Just passing between lines. Immobile often like tends to drop deep as well when like the wingers are crossing over. So if Ilya score, it's probably gonna be one of those two. Um, I wouldn't like bank on Berardi to play because he
Mm.
actually didn't play the last game. So I
The
just
problem is I only had 5 free transfers, and if
every
I want to get
transfer,
rid
right?
of him, yeah,
I took a hit for him for
yeah.
Barella
Mm.
because
Um,
I just think like you know usually big games those big moments carry you forward
you
and
know, you know what I'm really looking forward to? I really hope there's an England and Italy final, just so whoever wins or loses, I can see Omar and Ricky go at it, calling each other the Farmers League, calling each.
uh that's
But
true.
honestly, it
um
might be coming home, don't you think?
it might be
To Italy, yeah.
I have a fun
You know
question
who's
though.
not coming home? Donnarumma.
I
Man,
have a fun
I don't
question
care.
though. What are we to do with the defenders at this point? You know, like
They're bound to concede.
they're bound to concede
Get the ones
unless
that get assists.
yeah. So like over 120 minutes, they're bound to concede. So you just have to bank on fullbacks or a center back that might score a header.
Yeah.
Mm. I feel like this match week for the semifinals, you guys are right. Like defenders are gonna concede, but for the final, I think I'm thinking about starting five defenders for the final because
You
teams
think
don't like to attack in
you
a
think it's
final,
gonna be
right?
a 0-0 after 120 minutes?
It's England and Italy. If there
Well,
was
not
ever gonna be
we
a
don't know
0-0,
yet. We don't know
this
yet.
would be it.
We don't know yet.
In my opinion, I that's what I think.
No,
My
I
prediction. I
completely
might be wrong,
understand what
but
you're
yeah.
saying. But seeing Jordan Pickford keep, enough said.
Do
When
you
he
guys
was
want
trying
to?
to clear that ball.
Man, that was
Yeah,
honestly, I was high key hoping the attacker would, lob him like Sheik did to who did he do it to? The Scotland goalkeeper in the group
yeah,
stages. But man, the guy he just decided to pass. It was literally a pass on the floor.
yeah. And I think he passed it to Maguire. He didn't even like try to like
Find his
you know
own teammate.
yeah. So Omar, you wanna go next?
Sure. Shitero.
I
Nero.
feel like at this point all of us will have very very similar teams. Ooh, wow. Okay, no,
No.
maybe a little bit.
Ooh.
So I went with the move of I had no choice. I even took a hit actually, but yeah,
I
I
have a
just wanted to get a
question.
mix of every player, every team.
Okay, but I have a question.
Yeah.
Martin Braithwaite, a Danish striker. No, no, I'm not done.
I
I'm not done.
you're not done. Okay.
And Laporte, who like where Spain have been very bad in defense. So like, and
Okay.
he's
So
doubtful.
you're not done.
But I already talked about Berardi and like seeing that you have no and a defensive midfielder in Hoiberg. I'm just it's a very interesting thing because you got
I would
English.
like to add that Locatelli doesn't start anymore either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Locatelli
yeah.
doesn't start. It doesn't even
I,
barely comes on. Like okay,
I
and
will answer
no, no,
all
no.
your
One more,
questions.
one more.
One more.
You
One more.
like I understand having Danish players perhaps on your bench or like one of them, but you
Mhm.
got like from one match you got one, two, three, four, five players. Okay, that's
I
fair.
mean, it's the
That's
semifinals. What do you
okay.
expect?
There's only two matches.
Yeah, but you wouldn't really bank on Danish players to
It's only two.
balance it up.
Mm.
Have you seen my amazing bench?
Felt like you could take a hit.
That gives half the answer. Okay, so my answers. I'll go first with the Braithwaite. I picked him because he plays every match full.
So you're
Mm.
going for that two
I
points.
yeah, yeah, I'm going for certainty over, because it's
I hope he
unlikely that
scores.
Denmark
Just
score
just
anyway, right?
just so yeah.
I'm not expecting them to score. At least I want the 2 points of full attendance. Okay.
You'd be a great professor.
Now, your points about Laporte, Berardi, Hoiberg, Locatelli. I showed you guys, like, I sent you a picture on WhatsApp of my team. Like, I had 9 players or even more
Wow.
that were
Okay.
eliminated. So I only had 5 transfers. I had to get rid of the ones that are eliminated, and I took a hit just to have a working starting 11. And Locatelli was already in my team. Berardi was
Mm.
already in my team. Hoiberg was already in my team. Laporte was already in my team. If I take them out, that's 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 points hit. Or is it 4 per player?
Four
It's
per
too.
player.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see. I might go from fourth to last. I'll be next to Rohan. Nobody wants that.
I don't
Oh
think that's
man,
possible.
some
I don't. I
somewhere
don't think.
Rohan,
I don't think
somewhere
that's
Rohan's
mathematically
watching.
possible.
It,
Somewhere Rohan is watching this right now, and a tear just sheds out
it's
of his eyes.
It's good though. Like I get what you're trying to do, but like for example, I would just still say your 4 point hit. All right, maybe you want to maintain your standing. I think that's a smart way to go,
like
given that you're on fourth place.
Locatelli might come in the last minute and gets me a point. If I
That's
replace
true.
Yeah.
Locatelli with someone
That's
else,
true.
that will get 2 points for attendance or even 3 points for a clean sheet as well. Three and you lose 4 points just for a
You
2 point difference, not worth it.
you
Okay,
know
no,
what I'm
you're
thinking?
completely right.
What you might be able to do is make one transfer, either one of Zinchenko or Forsberg, and get someone who you think is guaranteed to get points. And then what you could do is put one of the English or Danish players on the bench and
Yeah.
then see how your team plays and then bring them on. You'll have one substitute, but if you could bring in a player who you think is guaranteed going to get you like at least some points, then it might be worth it.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I might actually do that. I just need to, because this popped up today, by the way, the
Oh
doubtful thing
wow.
on
Mhm.
Laporte. So I'm gonna wait until the deadline. No, no,
Mhm.
until the lineups come out. You know, they come 1 hour
No, no,
before
One
no.
the
hour
deadline.
before. Yeah, you get.
Don't transfer Laporte out at all, in my opinion. Worst case scenario, he doesn't play. He's one of the players on the bench. Take out one of those guys who are for sure not playing because you'd rather have 1 point from Laporte who came on in like the last minute instead of the 0 points.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see in the lineup sheet. Maybe it's not
Mhm.
even there. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
complete sense though. Yeah, with your explanation. All right,
It's a
fine.
solid
Should I
team.
replace this guy with someone else?
No,
Actually, you know, I
I don't
wouldn't.
think you can. I would. You can't
I
afford it
wouldn't.
at this point.
No, like listen, your point is spot on. Like, okay, he gets 2 points and stuff. And you never know. He might score. Okay, he scored 1 goal in the tournament, but like England are trash. Like they're not that good, and you never know.
But they kept a clean sheet the whole tournament, right?
Yeah, but look at their opponents. You know.
Uh, Croatia, Czech,
Yeah.
Germany,
Against
Ukraine.
Germany, that was a surprise. But if it wasn't for Muller and Werner, it would have been 2-2. They would have been getting negative points.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. But let's say Denmark get eliminated. How many transfers do we have next week, Omar?
I think we have 5 transfers.
This one we have five. Maybe next one is six.
No, no, I think next one is also 5. I'm not sure. Let me just quickly double check actually.
Okay, I'm in big trouble if Italy and England get knocked out.
Oh
Big
yeah, we
trouble.
all are. We all are.
I'm in big trouble. No, Omar still has his limitless.
Yeah, so do I. But like,
So nobody is. It's just me.
I'm saving my limitless for the finals just because I feel like you can. Well, actually, it doesn't really make sense to keep it for a final, but sure, why not? You end up making the best combined 11. I feel like that would be more interesting than like the players that are gonna play because I feel like for the final it's gonna be very very close except for like one or two players.
Like my best case scenario here is Denmark and Spain to get knocked out. Then I'll have to change these three, and I have two more, which will be these two because they don't start. Then I'll be happy
And you'll be able to get a sub, but it won't matter.
because I'll be next to Rohan.
No, because it'll be the final and you won't have a substitution window.
Oh yeah,
Dun
oh
dun
yeah.
dun.
So wait,
Okay,
this is
so
not a bad strategy. Look at this.
That is not. It's not a bad strategy at all. I have two Danish players, but they're like two defenders who are going to be on the bench.
Oh,
so
okay.
just to let you know, you are allowed only 5 transfers
5
for the
transfers.
final. Yeah, it's not
Okay.
6. And
Uh,
you're gonna have 8 players from one team and 7 players from the other.
will do.
All right. All right. So for my team, listen, we've got a lot of similarities in Immobile, Kane, Sterling, Insigne, Walker, Shaw. Some of us have Donnarumma. Some of us have what's his face, Pickford. But
Some of us have both.
some of us have both. Some of us have Sam Johnstone. You know,
Plagiarizing,
ahead
plagiarizing
of
is
the
not
curve,
allowed,
ahead
man.
of the curve. So it's gonna be precisely like who you captain. All right. Everyone's going with Immobile. I'm gonna go with Insigne. Just cause. Only for the reason like I think like he's gonna carry his form through. I don't know. You know,
I know you want to
you
join
gotta.
me next to Rohan.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there. You can catch us there. Like you can catch us next to Rohan on Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify. What's it called? Podcast Index, and all of those platforms. You can catch us next to Rohan.
Man, I'm surprised he decided to start Chiesa that match against Belgium. I thought he would go with Berardi, the more experienced one.
Yeah. How many minutes did he play? 89 minutes.
He started, I remember.
I think he'll like 36 minutes. Oh, I think he'll play. I think he starts. I don't think he'll want to tinker too much in a semifinal.
The thing is, Mancini has made a lot of substitutions this whole
Yeah.
Euros. He makes a lot of substitutions. And I feel it's always one game this guy starts, the next game that guy starts, one game this guy, one game
Yeah,
that
but
guy's.
Berardi didn't even play.
I
He came
think
in a
I
few minutes.
he came off the bench.
Did he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did.
Did he just get 2 points or something?
something like that. I think one. No, he got zero because he got a yellow card. He just came on to get a yellow card.
Oh, all right. Okay. That makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. Yeah, but I got Kesa, I got Barella, Insigne, Immobile, Bonucci. I got all my outfield of Italian team, and I took a hit for Kyle Walker. I got Mason Mount on the bench. Gonna
Money
play these guys
Mace,
first, right?
get rid of.
Spain versus Italy is gonna be the first match. You can clearly see not really backing Spain or Denmark to win, right? So I feel like it's pretty much all eggs in two baskets, right?
Mhm.
So if it's England versus Italy final, then we won't have a problem. But if it is, then well, that's why we have the limitless.
I'm praying it's a Denmark versus Spain final. That
You know,
would
Omar, if it's a
spice things
Denmark
up.
versus Spain final, we have our limitless.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
we'll be
And
fine. We will
I
be
will
fine.
not be on the next podcast.
All no, it would make for such great content watching Omar take a minus 58 hit or something. That'll just
You
be
think
amazing.
I would do it? I'll just not make anything. I'll just leave the team as is.
Yeah, but listen, you're gonna get like a 30 or 40 points anyways.
Yeah, for 50 points hit.
Yeah, okay, you're not
I
gonna
mean,
you're gonna
you're
have
gonna get five
five.
transfers.
So
You'll
like
have
even if you
like
chase
eight
six,
starters anyways. I mean, I think you'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, that's the maximum I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna take any hits if it comes down to that.
Hmm.
okay, eight
Especially
starters
for a
is good.
final, I would suggest if you really want to take a hit, take one for a defender, but definitely not a forward player.
A
No.
defender.
Yeah, there's a higher chance of someone keeping a clean sheet than there is of someone scoring.
We'll have to check that statistically, to see.
I mean, they are playing
Omar
120
is really
minutes,
backing that.
like Habib said.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm certain if it's a Italy England final, it's gonna be a board, probably a draw or like a bare minimum 1-0 or something.
A
It's probably gonna be
resurrection of the Tottenham Liverpool final in the UCL,
yeah. It's
Oh,
probably gonna be a
basic.
scrappy goal off a corner or something.
or just a penalty because his Sissoko was doing like this.
He was just pointing, man. He was guiding people to the straight path.
It was so unfortunate, man. Like
To
just
be honest, that wasn't a penalty. That in my eyes, that wasn't a
I mean,
penalty. I think that was way
the
too
cross
harsh.
wasn't going anywhere either. I just
He was so close. What's he supposed to do? Chop off his arm? I
I,
mean,
I feel like that would take some time. Um, but yeah, and like that was like so early on in the game,
it
just
ruined it. It ruined the
it
whole
ruined the whole
match.
game.
mm,
But then again, you can't say it's not a pen because his hand was like literally arm was above his head.
Imagine Liverpool fans, they would throw the biggest tantrum of the century if they didn't win that match because they didn't get the
And
penalty.
not just that century, the couple of centuries before and after.
since 1990.
Yeah. Well, boys, if that's all, take it away.
Omar, do you want to do the exit?
Sure. Yeah, you've seen our teams. You've enjoyed I hope you enjoyed our video, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.